If you're ready to explore some more of Oregon, come on along. Our journey starts today on the road just before North Bend at the North Spit Overlook, then Horsfall Campground, Sand Access Point, Sandtracks Picnic Area, Bluebill Lake Trailhead, Bluebill Campground, while Mare Horse Camp, Bull Run Staging Area, and finally Horsfall Beach, where you can just barely see the wreck of the new Charissa. Then a drive through North Bend, Empire, and Charleston to Bastendorff Beach, County Park, Cape Arago Lighthouse, Sunset Bay State Park, Shore Acres State Park and its Christmas light display, Simpson Reef, and Cape Arago State Park. Next we'll see the South Slough Estuary, Seven Devils Wayside, Whiskey Run Beach, Coalado, Coquille, Riverton, Riverton County Park, Arago, Norway, Myrtle Point, Broadbent, Warner, Gaylord, Coquille-Myrtle Grove State Park, Powers County Park, and Powers.
The combination of tide-borne nutrients and the sun generates a wealth of lush plant life that makes these marshes one of the richest places on earth. But to some, the richness lies in the answer to that eternal question: what's to eat? And the answer: everything. From a bevy of insects to nutrient-rich detritus, the marshes create a feast for a catalog of colorful birds and wildlife.
Powers is out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's a terrible road getting here, and such a big town for out in the middle of nowhere. Why would anybody live here?
Well, it's just the scenic beauty, I think, is the main reason why a lot of people live here. It's close to the Rogue River. It's right on the south fork of the Coquille.
Okay.
There's fishing. There's a lot of animals around. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of jobs.
It used to have mills around here, probably is why it got to be such a
right.
large city. Is that right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, there was a mill here, and there was a lot more logging going on. But unfortunately, like all these little communities, that has pretty much gone away. Several families that like to retire up this way just because it's peaceful and there's not a lot of crime problems. There was a railroad up here.
My.
Yeah, and
I don't know how they could get any tracks in through here. It's so curvy.
yeah, right. Well, actually they went clear up into the mountains with with the rail line. Yeah, and there was close to probably around 2,000 people that lived here at that time.
Wow.
In fact,
I remember there used to be a hotel and a bank here, I think, a long time ago.
Right, yeah. You don't have to worry about, there's not even any traffic signals in town now.
No, you wouldn't need any. From Powers, we'll see the Big Tree, Myrtlewood Campground, Dauphine Grove Campground, then over the mountain to Foster Bar Recreation Site, Illahee Campground, Illahee, Agness, East Agness, Keosatana Campground, and Gold Beach, where we'll ride a jet boat up the Rogue River. Gold Beach still has a few agates on some of its beaches here on the south end of town. And then at the north end of Gold Beach you can go for a jet boat ride up the Rogue River and see some magnificent scenery along with wildlife along the banks.
On the rock closest.
Oh, there he is. It's hard to see, honey.
Okay.
Ultra. See that?
Couple little otters.
More sea otters in the water.
Oh, she's got some babies.
Since this is a wild river, there are no dams for flood control, and several years ago the water was so high that it ran over the top of the Agness bridge over there. They had to bulldoze the mud out of it after the water went down. This gauge shows that it normally rains 4 to 10 feet in a year here. Next, we'll travel through Wedderburn and see Geisel Monument, Nasica Beach, Orford Wayside, Orford, Prehistoric Gardens, Humbug Mountain with its state park, campground, and beach, Port Orford with its seaport, Battle Rock City Park, Port Orford Head State Park, and Wetland Interpretive Center, then Lower Bradley Lake and Paradise Point State Recreation Area. Last today we'll see Cape Blanco State Park with its campground and lighthouse, Sixes, Denmark, Floras Lake, Boice-Cope Park Campground, Langlois, New River Environmental Area, West Coast Game Park, 4 Mile, Bradley Lake, 2 Mile, and Bandon. Floras Lake was once the site of a town of about 400 people named Lakeport. They were going to make a canal to the ocean so it would become a seaport until they discovered that it was above sea level and it would have drained the lake had they dug the canal, so nearly everyone left. It is a good place to grow cranberries, though. You will see cranberry bogs all around this area.
We have 4 or 5 kinds of hummingbirds.
Ah,
When they're migrating and they're here.
okay.
And we have the geese are in here. Like now, they're flying in and out. And we've had the Madagascars.
The river, was it about this size, you think?
Just about this
Yeah, yep.
about 2.5 years.
Yep, they're pretty mischievous, that's for sure.
Oh,
We won't keep her out for very long, and that'll be followed directly by cougar.
The little bitty head, huh?
Yeah, a little bitty head.
Well, it looks like Bandon is as far as we've gotten today. Come back next time and let's go around Bandon's beach loop and see some of God's most scenic places. And then on inland toward Grants Pass and some more of southwest Oregon.